Hi everyone. The video that I liked was the video by Dennis Prager, which was titled Conservative Political Perspective. And in the video, Dennis Prager essentially compares the right with the left, which is Republicans with Democrats. And in the video, he discusses how the right seeks to improve society through the moral improvement of the individual, and how each person needs to identify and work on their own individual flaws. The right, the greatest battle must be with one's inner forces or moral failings. And this is counter to the left, who they tend to typically focus on battling society's moral failings. Activists are almost always attributed to someone who's on the left. This is because they often lead revolutions. And the right focuses more on growth on the individual level. And so growth happens a little more slowly, whereas on the left, they like quick change, which often takes place in revolutions. And character development is at the core of child rearing and education on the right. And today we're seeing a little more that children are being taught to focus on the flaws of America and the flaws of others as opposed to their own flaws. And the moral foundations that were discussed in the video, I believe, were care, and that is that the right really focuses on self-care, and that once you can take care of yourself and improve yourself, you can start to care for others and have an impact in others' lives and change others as well. He also discusses sanctity, and that's the sanctity of our country and its religious foundation, and loyalty, which is the loyalty to this country, its founders, and their values. And the video that I didn't agree with so much or like was the video on libertarianism, and that was by Lizette Padilla, if I'm pronouncing that right. She starts off the video by saying that 23% of libertarians don't even know what the word means, and that didn't really come to much of a surprise to me because I don't think many people really know what libertarianism is. But in the video, she discusses how libertarianism grew out of the 60s counterculture in the US, and that their philosophy is essentially that everybody should have absolute freedom to live their lives as they see fit, and that the government should really have no intervention in their lives whatsoever. And this is essentially a minimalist government perspective. They stress social freedoms such as gay marriage and abortion. The government should really only be limited to the police, the military, and the court system. Other agencies such as the FDA are intrusive and unnecessary. And they don't believe in certain laws such as seatbelts and helmets, which I definitely don't agree with that. I think those are very important laws to have in place. One tenet of libertarianism that I do agree with is the legalization of drugs. I think that drugs should be legal and taxed heavily. And the moral foundations that were discussed in the video were care, care really for the individual and their own rights. Liberty, which is the liberty to live their lives free from the oppressive restrictions imposed by the government. And authority, that really the government should only be a night watchman, and that their sole role and focus should be on protecting its citizens, and that's it. They shouldn't have really any other say into how people live their lives. So yeah, thank you for listening, and I look forward to hearing your responses. Thanks.